When the police burst into the villa and arrested Mr. Norbert, he didn't run or fight. He just stared at me. His eyes were full of disbelief. "You set me up?" he asked. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My whole body was shaking, and my hands were sweaty. But deep inside, I knew I did the right thing. He tried to ruin my life and destroy my family just because we said no. And now, it was over. Let me take you back to the beginning. I'm Stephanie Aboga. I'm 16 years old, and I live in a small mansion with my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Aboga. My dad owns a shipping company. It's not massive, but he built it from nothing, and over the years, it grew and gave us a comfortable life. We were never poor. Not rich either, just okay. I've always dreamed of becoming a surgical doctor. I'm obsessed with human biology. I read medical textbooks even in my free time. My parents support my dream. They always tell me, work hard, stay focused. That was my life. School, study, family. Simple. Until everything changed. One Monday morning, I was walking to school like always. I usually go alone. Our house isn't far from my school. About 20 minutes away by foot. As I walked, a black SUV pulled up right in front of me, blocking the sidewalk. The window rolled down. It was Mr. Norbert. I froze. Everyone in town knows him. He's the richest man here. He owns hotels, real estate, farms, construction companies, over 20 businesses. But no one likes him. He talks to people like they're dirt. People say he even buys off police officers and judges. "Hey," he said, smiling. "Where do you stay?" His voice made me uncomfortable. I didn't answer the question. "I'm late for school," I said, and walked away quickly. He didn't follow me. I thought that was the end of it. A few days later, around 7 p.m., my family was having dinner. Suddenly, someone knocked at the door. I got up to open it. It was Mr. Norbert. He stood there in a suit, holding a bottle of wine. I stepped back. "Can I speak to your parents?" he asked politely, like he wasn't the same man from the SUV. I called them. My dad came to the door, surprised. My mom joined him. We all sat in the living room. Then he dropped the bomb. "I want to marry your daughter," he said, looking straight at them. My dad laughed, thinking it was a joke. "She's 16. "I know," Mr. Norbert said calmly. "But age doesn't matter if you love someone. I'll make her happy." My mom was already shaking her head. "No. She's a child." Then he made an offer. "If you accept, I divide my wealth into 3. You'll get 2/3. Houses, cars, land, businesses, everything." Silence. It was tempting. I could see it in their eyes. But after a moment, my dad stood up and said, "The answer is still no." Mr. Norbert looked disappointed. "Think about it," he said, and walked out. 2 days later at school, my best friend Amina pulled me aside. "Something's wrong," she said. "You look off." I wanted to tell her everything, but I couldn't. I just said, "Some old man is bothering my family." That same day, in class, my seatmate James noticed I wasn't taking notes. "You okay?" he asked. "Yeah," I lied. "Just tired." But my head was spinning. 1 week later, my dad ran into Mr. Norbert at the supermarket. He brought up the marriage again. This time, my dad got angry and told him never to speak to him again. That's when everything started falling apart. In less than 2 weeks, half of our clients stopped working with us. No calls. No emails. Some sent messages saying they were going with another company. My dad was stressed. My mom started praying more. Soon, We couldn't pay workers. Then we couldn't pay bills. Then we couldn't pay my school fees. I stayed home for 2 weeks. We didn't know why this was happening. But I had a strong feeling Mr. Norbert was behind it. So I decided to find out. I began investigating quietly. I used my dad's computer, checked emails, asked questions. I found that one of our workers was secretly giving our client list to someone else. That person was helping another company steal them. The company was connected to Mr. Norbert. I told my parents. We need proof, my dad said. Real proof. I didn't know how to get it. So I made a risky decision. I decided to get close to Mr. Norbert. I called him. I told him I'd thought about the marriage and I was ready to meet him again. He was excited. He came to pick me up and took me to his beach house. My parents were confused when I returned home with him. I asked them to trust me. Then I told them everything, my plan, what I had discovered, and what I was trying to do. They were scared. My mom cried. But they agreed to let me try. For weeks, I acted like I was interested in him. He gave me gifts, took me to fancy places, and let me sit in meetings. That's how I discovered the truth. Half of his companies were fake. They were used to move drugs, hard ones. Cocaine. Meth. Stuff I only saw on TV. He talked on the phone in front of me, thinking I was just a dumb teenager. One day, I heard him say, "The shipment has landed at the port. Make sure the container is clear." That was it. I wrote everything down. I sent an anonymous tip to the police. A few days later, police raided his warehouses. They found drugs in almost all of them. He was declared wanted. But he didn't know yet. He thought he was still safe. He was with me. That same evening, he called his lawyer and transferred most of his properties into my name. Maybe he thought I would protect him. He didn't know I had already called the police. They came later that night. He didn't run. He just stared at me as they handcuffed him. "You betrayed me," he said. I didn't say anything. Days later, our shipping company was back. Old clients returned. Some apologized and said they were threatened before. People in town were shocked. The girl they all thought was too young, too quiet, took down the richest man in town. Now, I'm back in school. Still studying hard. Still dreaming of being a doctor. But now I know one thing for sure. I can protect myself. I can protect my family. And no one, not even the richest man in town, can scare me ever again.